You guys ever have this problem? Just limp legs flopping around and everything like that. You go to strike a pose with it, so to speak, and all of a sudden, your figure's falling on the ground. No support whatsoever. Whether it's over time or due to some sort of mistake in manufacturing, sometimes these things can happen with 6-scale figures. You just eventually, again, like I said, over time, or even right out of the box, the legs or joints are loose. Now, I want to show you something. Notice how this thing just flops around, but this one doesn't. How did I do that? Well, I'm going to show you. So here's the thing. There is a way that you can fix this whole floppy joint problem. The trouble comes with, it depends on which kind of joint you have. If you're dealing with a joint like with these Iron Man figures, that almost toppled down on me just then you can pop the leg off and expose that floppy joint. There it is. There we go, good boy. So there's the joint in question, and the trouble is that there's not enough friction on it. But what you can do, you can go out and get, and there are other videos on this before, so if you've seen this happen, then go ahead and hit stop now. But please go ahead and give me a like before you do, is you can go out and buy these. These are heat shrink tubing in various sizes. You can see that they come in like in this size right here, which is the largest size. I want to say it's about 1/4 of an, it might be 1/2 inch. Let's see. 10 millimeters. So whatever that breaks down to. So, you know, figure out which size that you need. Actually, just go out and buy what I did. I want to say this was like 15 bucks for a full set of these things in varying sizes. And you find one that actually fits over this guy. Yeah, that's going to focus right away. That's kind of handy. And then just gradually, kind of gently work it over that ball joint without dropping it, ideally. Let's see if I can just slide it up there. I had much less trouble with the previous try. All right, so once you get that over, you're gonna wish you had your scissors on you. Found them. So anyway, once you get that done, you can go ahead and clip it down to where the ball joint is and just snip, snip, you're done. So make sure you slide it all the way over the rest of the way. And then you break out one of two things, either a hairdryer or in this case, a heat gun with a variable setting. And you set it on something really, really low because these things will get hot enough to melt your plastic, and that's not being good to your plastic. So let's just go ahead and hit this thing with some heat. Now I like to put my fingers right in front of the heat gun in a very, probably not the wisest thing I've ever done. And then you hit that with the heat. Now if it feels too hot for your fingers, it might just be too hot for the plastic. So back off. And then over time, you can watch the magic unfold. You'll notice that stuff starts to shrink. Allegedly. It worked with the hairdryer. This is my first time using it with the heat gun. There we go. Performing as advertised. And then I think that's probably good enough. Nope, still plenty tight. Wouldn't it be really awesome if, like, for the first time ever in history, somebody actually melted a 6-scale Iron Man figure on camera? I promise that if I do that, I will show this video. That's about as good as it's gonna get. So with that done, grab your thing, that being the thing being your leg, and then pop it right back over, and look at that. Hard as a rock. Now, you're gonna wanna be careful again, not just of burning your fingers, your fingers on the heat, but this will actually heat up, obviously, the die-cast elements on the figure. So be careful touching those for the first minute or so after you get done doing this, but just look at that. This is the first time in this figure's history, my personal figure's history, that it's actually been capable of standing on its own. Really happy. So anyway, that's a quick trick today. Again, this is heat shrink tubing, and just use with caution. And it could very well change your world, especially if you have one of these older Iron Man figures or some other figure who with a joint that actually pops off that you can do this to. And that will tighten up your joints and make you so much happier. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it instructive and helpful. And until next time, be good to your plastic.